Hey everyone, welcome to the booth at Createx Colors. I'm Chris Arpin, and today we're going to talk about our UV LS clears. More specifically, our 4050 gloss, our 4051 satin, and our 4052 matte. These are a water-based acrylic polyurethane interior-exterior grade clear coat that is mar resistant, chip resistant, non-yellowing, very durable, and will also add an added level of UV protection to whatever you're putting these over. They can also be used as an inner coat, so you can use them as a flake carrier, you can use them as a mid coat to bury tape lines, and because they do dry fast and they do dry sand very well, it actually will speed up your process if you're doing these between coats instead of using a solvent-based paint because of the dry time. So right here I have a little sample of the look, basically what we're talking about. This section right here is the 4050. This is the gloss. So I don't know if it shows up that well on camera, but this area here was just lightly sanded with 2500 and then polished. This is the 4050, the gloss, right out of the gun. This is our satin, and this is our matte. So you can really see the difference between these products. I don't know if it'll show up as maybe you guys can see. There is quite a considerable difference. And another added benefit of these, being that they are as durable, by abrading these or rubbing these, a lot of times certain products do actually increase in gloss. The level, the more you were to handle them, they actually do tend to shine up a little bit. And these will not do that. These are very durable, and they hold their color very well, and that look will always be there. So now we covered the look, we'll talk about application. So we recommend, if you're using a large spray gun, a 1.3 to a 1.4. Keeping in mind that a larger tip size, like a 1.4, you might not have to reduce these a lot of times because these are non-catalyzed. You can use these right out of the bottle and spray that way. If you go down a tip size, or depending on your equipment, for this video we're actually going to do it with an LPH 80. This is an LPH 80 with a 1.2, so it's a little bit smaller, so I am going to add 10% reduction. Usually with a spray gun, no more than 10% reduction is necessary, and we always recommend our 4011 reducer for this clear. So we're going to do a little demo on the panel behind me. That's just a black panel, and I'm going to show you guys what the application of this looks like. We say we want a 50% overlap, which is just a traditional 50-50 overlap, about 8 inches off the panel. Spray gun air pressure is going to be right around where your manufacturer recommends it. We don't want to go too high in air pressure because you run the risk of over atomizing this product and you're going to create dry spray. And we want a medium wet coat of material, so that's where the dry spray comes in. We want just enough that the product will actually have a little bit of a milky look to it and a little bit of a blue tint. So you want it to go on just like that, nice and even, and you want that to totally flash between coats. You want that blue to go away. We do not want this product applied wet on wet. So we are going to get ready to spray this. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like with a spray gun, and then we're going to do another example with an airbrush. So we'll see you guys in a minute. Okay guys, we're in the booth ready to spray. This is going to be one coat with my LPH 80. Like I said, 50% overlap. We're going to be about 8 inches off the panel. Just a nice even spray. A medium wet coat is what we're looking for, and you want to just see a little bit of that blue tint to it. So we're going to show you guys what that looks like. That's it, that's all we want. A nice, even, medium wet coat. That blue is going to be there. Once that blue goes away, this should be dry. And again, we want this to be totally dry between coats. If you go further away or any drier, what's going to happen is you're going to cause more dry spray, and you're going to have a harder time getting a nice clear reflection because that is just going to cause a fuzziness on your spray pattern. So again, just a nice medium wet coat. So we're going to let this dry. We'll do 2 coats so you guys can see what that looks like. Okay guys, coat number 1 is dry. It's been about 15 minutes. It's actually really, really hot out today, so it actually is in our benefit, but this is totally dry to the touch, and that's what we want. You need to be able to to be able to touch this in order for you to be able to go on your second coat. You don't want to put this product wet on wet. It's going to cause you problems. So let it thoroughly dry. When that blue goes away, just check it out, make sure you're good, and put your second coat on. So this is what coat number 2 looks like. know if you guys can see that, but that's, again, just that medium wet. It's got a little blue tint to it, a little bit of milkiness. That's exactly where you want it. If you put it on too heavy, it could stay cloudy and you just get runs. If you put it on too light, again, I'm stressing this every time, you're going to just end up with dry spray like that, and you're going to get robbed of that shine. So you just want a nice, even film build. It should be right around 1 mil, 1.5 mils per coat. It'll dry to about 0.75 to 1 mil dry film thickness. So that's exactly what we're looking for. So let this dry up, and we're going to show you what it looks like with an airbrush. Okay guys, we're back. I'm going to show you guys how to apply our UV LS Clear with an airbrush. Now this is an Eclipse, this is a 0.5. 0.5 is about the smallest that we like to recommend with this product, again, because it is a clear coat. It's a medium solids clear coat, but it still is a clear coat. So you're going to have a hard time trying to get it to go through something smaller in terms of tip size. Now I just use a 1.2, and this is a 0.5, so this is really half that size. So traditionally you could get away with dry spraying the Createx product. You can slowly build up the color, and you can get away with that. With this product, again, like I stressed on the panel down here, you have to apply this with a little bit of that blue tint. It has to have a nice uniform film. If you start with dry spray, you're just going to build that dry spray. It's going to be very fuzzy, and it's not going to have that nice even shine. So again, this is a 0.5. I took the clear that I sprayed here, and I actually added about almost another 10%. So we were almost 15 to 20% to spray it through an airbrush. There's nothing wrong with adding a little bit more reducer, but it's only when you're using smaller equipment or you don't get that flow. If it seems to drag a little bit, you can add a little bit of reducer just so you can move and have a nice flow, and you want the paint to lay down rather than stand up. So that's right where you want to be. Usually 20% is good with an airbrush, but that's something you kind of have to just do a little test panel and spray and see how you're spraying. I'm right around 26 psi with this airbrush. You don't want big air pressure either. That's another thing that's going to cause that overspray, that fog, and you're going to have a really, really wet line in the middle, just dry spray on the outside, and you're just going to fight trying to get that going away. It's not terrible with the gloss version, but with the satin and the matte, you might find that overspray starts to cause the white lines, these trace lines from that overspray, and that's dry spray that looks like little rocks almost, and that's what you're seeing. You're just seeing the dry spray that doesn't melt in. So that's one of the reasons we say putting on a nice medium wet coat. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. See, I went a little bit slower, trying to get a nice wet overlap. You just want to make sure that you don't have a dry edge every time. You'll be just fine. So we're going to let that dry up, and we'll do another coat just so we can see what that looks like. Guys, we're back in the booth. Our first coat is dry, so we're going to go ahead and put a second coat on. And again, I just want to stress on why we're saying to put this wet on wet, and your overlap is very crucial. You want to achieve that pinhole-free coverage to get the maximum amount of protection from this product once you spray your panel. So that's key. It's a nice wet overlap and achieving a nice even spray pattern. So this is coat number 2. Hey guys, we're back, we're done spraying, we're just about ready to wrap this video up. I just want to touch again real quick on the keys to success with this product. Whether you're using a large spray gun or a small airbrush, you want that nice medium wet coat, 50-50 overlap, and you want to have that little blue tint to it. Every time you do that, if that's the way you spray this product, you're going to have great results. So thanks for checking us out. I'm Chris Arpin, and we'll see you next time.